Ladies and gentlemen, I met this woman in Australia, and she is from Zimbabwe. And I said this a million times. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, or brown. When it comes to success, you are all the same. You're South African, right? And so she said to her, JT, you know, I can't really do this because, you know, I'm this, I'm that. At first, I said, stop it. I said, you know what? Come to South Africa. Because she inspired in her country, they all know her, and then she left, as a lot of people leave South Africa. She immigrated to Australia for the better life and, you know, the things, and now she does a lot of stuff back in Zimbabwe. But I said to her, her journey to success is not only just going to inspire black people, but it's going to inspire anybody who wants to take their life and their business to the next level. So much so that we weren't going to bring her here because she's actually speaking in the United States of America at Mega Success in front of the biggest names in the world. That's how much I was impressed with her when I met her. I have to admit, when I grew up, my parents were racist. You know, Indians are this, Jewish people are this, black people are this. Like, everybody fits in, Americans are this. Everyone fits in a box. And it wasn't until I traveled the world that I said, not one person picks the color of their skin. Not one person picks where they were born. I'm pretty much sure there's people who live in townships here who says, you know what, I wish I was born in Stanton. Or you know what, I wish I was born in America. I wish I was born in Australia and the United Kingdom. I bet you if a lot of people had the opportunity to be born in America or another place in the world, if you had to choose anywhere you had to choose, you probably wouldn't choose here. Not because here is bad. You may love here. But you know that there are advantages in those worlds that are not here yet. And that people are still dealing with things here that may not be in a place. And I've said this all over in America. It's not easy being black. You know, we have one of the top entrepreneurs in America who's from America. I brought her here. She's black as well. And, you know, when I met her, I said that to her. So, you know, it's funny because often we're a byproduct of the people how our parents are. I think racism often comes from our parents. There's still people in this country who still live in the apartheid period. Right? And then there's still young people who talk about the apartheid like they lived through it. No, seriously, they talk shit and they're like, you know, they didn't even live through it. And then there are people in this room who lived through the apartheid period who know, you know, who are forgiven, who says, you know what, Madiba told us to move on. And then you got some of these young punks here who basically, you know, riot and trash and things like that, and that's not right. Now, it's also dumb when you have people, you have a large population that's unemployed, that is our youth, that wants to educate themselves. It's also bad that we don't have enough universities in this country to put all those people. These youth want to be educated because they want a better future for themselves. And now we're telling them, hey, let's raise your prices on there in a country where the standard of living for the youth is already hard enough to get a job. That's stupid as well. We have to empower the youth. The youth are our future of South Africa. But when you have 34% unemployment unofficial, most of them, the youth, right, that doesn't inspire. So on one hand, I don't like that they're rioting, destroying the property. Like the amount of money that South Africa is spending fixing some of the rioting things is something we could have put towards discount. You know, so it's like a catch-22. But I don't think we should deny the youth of education. And when I met her, it's amazing to see people that break down barriers and it's funny because now that when she comes back to Zimbabwe, she's seen as a hero because she's made it outside of Zimbabwe and she's got a phenomenal story. And it's going to be pretty cool to see her speak representing Zimbabwe at Mega Success. You know, and I know that's a lot of you here, limiting beliefs. And once you go right, once you believe that nothing is impossible, like anything is possible, then you can do it. Nothing is impossible. You can do it all. You just have to believe. This is another person, again, that I met 11 months ago. She never thought she'd be here today, inspiring you all. And her story and her journey to success is one of the most inspirational I've seen in a very long time. And I'm honored to be able to have her speak in America as well. But I figured, can you come here, not speak because I don't want to give it away from Mega Success, but to have me interview you. So ladies and gentlemen, all the way from Australia, give Hazel a big round of applause. I'm yelling timber, you better move, you better dance, let's make a night, you won't remember. So I think you know me, I ask the tough questions. And by the way, just so that you know, these are all my friends. Not one of them knows what I'm going to ask them on purpose. One, they're my friends. Number two, because when something is too well rehearsed, you don't get the truth. You get the bullshit, then the truth. Do you understand? So, I'm going to ask you straight out, how hard is it to be black in Australia?
Well, it's very difficult. When you go to events, you've got to network with other business people. And so you've got to come out of your shell, come out of the box, and it's harder because you're coming from a different culture and being in a new country. You got to learn how to approach, number one, your body language, which is very important in business, because you got to learn how to speak first with your body, with your eyes, with your body. Your approach is important in order to negotiate in business as well. That's number one. Your tone, you got to understand the culture as well. What do they like, what they don't like. And it was pretty difficult in the beginning when I went to Australia. I had to learn all that. And
how was different the culture in Australia than, say, in Zimbabwe? Which, by the way, I mean, if you can make it in Zimbabwe, that's also a great place, but they have a lot of challenges over there. So what did you learn? Because I meet a lot of black people, black Africans all over the world. You understand? I speak, sometimes you go in Norway and there's a black person. You're like, how'd you get here, man? It's cold. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I saw him in Scotland. I'm like, what are you doing here? I don't know. Hey, Scotland. You know what I mean? And they all say the same thing. They treat me differently. Okay? And you know what I say to them? I said, let me ask you, did you learn the language and did you learn the culture? Each one of them says no. So I said, you're an outsider into that country, just like me. Okay? I'm an American, and if you don't like Americans, I'm Canadian. I came here to South Africa, but I think every single one of you here can say that I have no problem with the South African culture. I know more about South Africans than South Africans. You understand? Because I am a guest in your country. I don't say, like, this is the way it is. I respect the culture. I respect the people. And I learned everything to do, just like I read the newspaper in South Africa every day to find out what's going on. So how do you go? So just so everybody knows, what do you do right now? What's your business?
Okay, I'm a business coach, and I help people start businesses, and I give you a strategy of how to start a business and launch it into reality.
So she does that, and you have to sell white, women, Australians, different, like, I mean, that's really, because usually people buy from people they can relate to. You understand? Her job is 1,000 times harder, harder than mine, you know? And so what do you overcome to get the deal? Because she seems to get the deal every single time, because I've been at events where everyone gravitates around her as well. So how do you get the deal when most people would have failed?
Okay, here's the thing, is that my purpose is that I am passionate about empowering purpose-driven entrepreneurs to success. Because you need to be in a business that you're passionate about, and you need to know what your purpose is, because every one of us has a purpose. And that's why some people get up on Monday and they're not interested in going to work because they don't love what they're doing. So you need to understand, what is it that I'm passionate about?
Okay, so people are passionate about this, but there's the fear that I have a job, I have this business, and if this doesn't happen. So how does the fear does not outweigh, the passion outweighs the fear? Because right now for most people, the fear is stronger than the passion or the purpose. Because I have to work, I have to make money, I have kids. If this doesn't work, everything is gone. So how does it go like this? Rather than having the fear, which is what stops every single one of you from living the life that you want and you deserve. Whether it's money or time or procrastination. So how do you make the purpose stronger than the fear?
Okay, thank you for asking that question, JT. Right, fear is false evidence appearing real. The thing about fear is that when you want to start a business and maybe you want to shift from one business to the other, there's fear of the unknown, fear of what people will say, and fear of failure. And the saddest thing is that the people that surround us contribute to that fear. And you say to them, listen, I want to start a business. I think that I can have a restaurant and it'll be a success because I've done my homework, and the first people to put you down are your family, the people that are closest to you. So that's the thing. And then they instill in this fear in you, and the next thing you do is that you forget about your passion and this vision and this goal, and you go back to being comfortable and go back to the familiar situation that you were in, and then you're stuck. So here's the thing, and this is where I help you. I help you unlock your potential. So if you're stuck in fear, you need somebody that will hold your hand and guide you and actually get you unstuck. Let me tell you, here's the thing, is that everybody here wants to start a business. And probably 30% will go out and launch their businesses, and maybe 70% are still stuck in fear. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here, and we're giving you our testimonies. We've got different passions, we've got different gifts, and we're here to help you. And we're here to help you launch your business into reality. So you have a choice. And JT has been talking about mega success. He's here, he's been coming to South Africa. And the saddest thing is that maybe some of you are here, and you keep coming here, and you keep coming here, and you're not taking action. And this is sad. I mean, I've been with JT for 4 months, and my life has changed. I'm sitting here on this stage, and I'm a different woman from Zimbabwe, your neighbor. And you guys are doing better things than us. Yeah.
You know why?
Yeah.
You know why? Because when I met her, I said to this, I believe in you. That's what I said. And I said, one day you're going to be here, and she didn't believe it. And in 4 months, I mean, I have to say, I interview a lot of people, some of the most successful people. We got Jenna Clifford I'll be interviewing today. There'll be another story about how to build a brand over 25 years, a global brand from South Africa. Jenna Clifford is going to be an amazing. We got Indaba today as well. Very well spoken, and she speaks with a woman with confidence. You know, sometimes you make it better outside your environment than into your environment. When I moved from Canada to the United States, I had no choice because I couldn't afford to go back to Canada. So I had to make it. When you're here and you don't do it, your friends are like, come on back. Come on, you broke Percy, let's go. You know, like it's almost, you go back to that comfort level. You know? Do you know everyone is terrified to come speak here for some reason? The size of the crowd, they don't know what to expect. And I keep telling you, and I'm going to tell you this, coming to South Africa, out of everything I've done in my life, was the best thing that ever happened. Now here's why, right? So here's why. Since South Africa, we've opened 35 different countries. All because of what I did here in South Africa. I've made more media in South Africa than anywhere in the world, and that opened up the opportunity. I mean, we have the luxury of having billionaires coming, Jenna Clifford, Indaba, all these people are now my friends because I came here. Imagine I wouldn't have come here. Imagine I wouldn't have taken action. If she had not come and seen me, this is a woman that's going to change not only Africa, but it's going to change the world. But it takes someone to believe in you. I believe in you. She believes in you. We believe in you. What's the last word of advice you can give those people? And if they were to forget everything they know and to do one thing moving forward so that they can be the best they can be, what would be that advice?
Take action. Take action. And like JT has spoken to you, like Damien has spoken, you know, sometimes you got to do it afraid. You got to say to yourself, you know what, I'm going for it and nothing's going to stop me. And block out all those negative thoughts. And to be honest with you, get rid of all the negative people around you from today.
Yeah, no, so you need, here's what I did. Here's what I did 9 years ago. I made a list of all the people that were negative, and 9 years later, none of those people are in my lives because negativity is like a cancer. It's funny because we've had a speaker speak about negativity. You could have all the strategies, all the marketing, all the branding, but if that negativity, that mindset, that belief, so let's fire the negative people for, let's find new friends in this room. Let's find new connections, new networks, new opportunities so that you can make a better South Africa. South Africa will emerge from a world of positivity. I keep saying to myself, the best thing I learned ever in my life was the power of forgiveness from Madiba. If he was willing to forgive after 29 years or so, who am I to judge anyone? You understand? So here's the thing. Some people will not change no matter what you do. But here's the thing. You can always make more money. What you cannot get back is more time. So stop saying just do it. Just start saying just doing it. Right? Just don't do it. Doing it. That's the key. I'll give you advice that my first business partner ever gave me. He said to me, JT, stop talking about it and get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, give Hazel a big round of applause.